Sarah had always been a fighter, raising her son Daniel alone after his father walked away. She worked long hours, skipped her own needs, and carried a smile that masked exhaustion. When the headaches and fatigue became unbearable, she finally sought medical help, expecting something minor. Instead, the doctor's words pierced her heart: stage 4 cancer. The room spun, yet her first thought wasn't about herself. It was Daniel. Who would guide him? Who would cheer him on? As tears welled in her eyes, Sarah silently vowed to leave behind something that would keep her love alive even after she was gone. Lying awake late into the night, Sarah wrestled with fear and hope. She couldn't stop the disease, but she could prepare her son for the life ahead. She bought a plain wooden box and began writing letters, each sealed and marked with moments she knew she would miss: his graduation, his wedding, his first child. Every page carried advice, encouragement, and reminders of her unending love. Sometimes she cried while writing. Sometimes she laughed recalling memories, but every word became a thread connecting her to Daniel's future. The box transformed into her last gift, a bridge across time and loss. Her body weakened with each passing week, but Sarah refused to let Daniel see her pain. She made his favorite meals, packed his school bag, and cheered from the sidelines of his games as though nothing had changed. Only at night did she record video messages, whispering blessings and wisdom into a small camera with trembling hands. Friends noticed her pale skin and weight loss, but she always deflected with a gentle smile. Deep down, she knew the clock was ticking. Every moment became precious, and with determination, she poured the last of her strength into preparing Daniel for life without her. The day came when Sarah could no longer fight. With Daniel's hand in hers, she whispered her final words: "I love you, son. Be brave." Her breathing slowed until silence filled the room. At her funeral, Daniel stood numb, surrounded by family, unable to grasp the enormity of his loss. Just as despair threatened to consume him, his mother's closest friend handed him a wooden box Sarah had left behind. Daniel clutched it to his chest, unaware of the treasures within. Though grief clouded his world, the box carried a promise that his mother's love would continue speaking even in death. That on his 18th birthday, Daniel sat quietly with the wooden box by his side. His hands trembled as he opened the first envelope. The familiar handwriting brought an instant rush of emotion. Slowly, through blurred eyes, he read, "Son, even when I'm gone, I am always with you. Be strong. Chase your dreams. I'll be watching." The words wrapped around him like an embrace, filling the empty space she had left. For the first time in years, Daniel felt her presence again. The letter wasn't just paper. It was her voice, her love, reaching across time to guide him forward. Life tested Daniel in ways he never imagined. College rejection letters stung, his first heartbreak left him broken, and long work shifts barely kept food on the table. Yet each time he felt like giving up, he returned to the wooden box. Inside, another letter waited, written long before, but speaking perfectly to his struggles. "Pain is temporary, son. Strength is forever." Her words felt like prophecy, keeping him steady. Daniel realized she had written not just with love, but with vision. Even in her absence, his mother became his compass, guiding him through storms with unshakable wisdom. On his wedding day, Daniel stole a quiet moment to open the envelope marked Wedding Day. His heart pounded as he read her words: "Love your partner with patience, forgive quickly, and never let pride silence kindness." But tucked inside was more than advice. A folded paper leading to a bank account Sarah had secretly prepared. Years of sacrifice had built enough to help him and his bride buy their first home. Daniel's eyes filled with tears, stunned by her foresight. She had planned for this moment long ago, ensuring that her love would not only guide him but also support him. Years later, Daniel held his newborn daughter close, overwhelmed by the miracle of life. With trembling hands, he opened the final envelope, the one he had both dreaded and longed for. Inside were her last words: "My final gift is not money or letters, but the love I placed inside you. Pass it on to your child, and I will live forever." Tears streamed down his face as he pressed the letter to his chest. Looking at his daughter, he realized the truth. His mother's love was alive within him, now flowing into the next generation, unbroken and eternal.